right quick. I'm going to call this one The Nerves of Donnie Swagger. The nerves of Donnie Swagger. He going to take it upon himself to stand in the pulpit and call out the black church for supporting Kamala Harris. Yeah, he did that. He did that. Now see, I already have a few videos on him. I've been watching the Swaggers for a long, long time. Not only his daddy, but I've been watching them as far as politics. They are hardcore Southern Dixiecrats. They might be identifying themselves as conservatives, but they are hardcore, back in the day, Dixiecrats. They truly believe in white supremacy. They didn't like it a few years ago when them statues of Robert E. Lee and all them Confederate monuments and stuff got removed. They didn't like it. They hardly ever speak against racial incidents in this country. The only time they will speak out against something is when Al Sharpton and the other blacks get involved. Other than that, they'll sit back and watch and look. What happened to Gina 6 is a prime example. Gina 6, when they young black kid got hung in a tree at their school, they didn't talk about it firsthand. They talked about it after Al Sharpton got involved. It was done, it happened, and they tried to keep it quiet. I remember Michael Baston. Michael Baston is the one that blew that story up in Gina 6. It wasn't until after Al Sharpton and the black people and the black national news and stuff started blowing that story up, is when they started talking about it. They are Southern, hardcore Dixiecrats. I used to like the way his daddy preached back in the day, but as far as they political bias, their political outlook, they have taken their church and used it. They radio company, they only push what they want to push. They don't push the Bible, as we can see. They don't believe in the Bible. They believe they have those hardcore beliefs like they had back in the days under Jim Crow. Use the Bible against people. If they really stood for the Bible, then they wouldn't be the people who that they are. They wouldn't be using the Bible to get rich. They wouldn't be using the Bible to beg people. They have made fortunes out of doing it. They still get on the radio and collect money. People call in and give them money and they'll read it. Thank whoever from North Carolina for $250 thing. They have made a career out of begging people. That stuff is not biblical. They have built an empire off the Bible. Show me where that's biblical. That's against God. They have built an empire. They got a school, they got a church, they got a radio broadcast, they got all that stuff. This is why they support Trump. Greed. That's why they support the conservatives. Greed. They can't stand the thought of a black person running this country. Oh, they'll go along with mayors and sheriffs, some governors now. But when it comes to the presidency, they don't like it. They don't like that one bit. They ain't gonna go along with it. That man, they have dedicated, they are hardcore Southern Dixiecrats. They might say they're conservatives. But they south of the Mason-Dixon line, they believe in white supremacy. Donnie Swagger ain't never sat down and have a biblical discussion with people that don't agree. They surround themselves by people who agree with everything they say. I listen to them. I hear them on the radio. All of them, his mama, his daddy, all of them being there talking. That's what they do. They're just like conservative media and some Democratic media. You will never get the truth if everybody's saying the same thing. Fox News had that for a while. They had Hannity and Combs back in the day. They got rid of Combs because he was calling out Sean Hannity on everything he was saying. You got to have balance. That's how you know what you get the truth. That's how you know you get into the truth. If you got balance, you got one side here and one side over there. That's the way they got it set up. Donnie Swagger is not going to step outside his comfort zone and go and debate people. He ain't going to get on debate a Democrat, a preacher, or whatnot. He don't know the Bible. They don't care to know the Bible. They just use the Bible for a weapon. That's what they have done all these years. Collecting money for your personal empire, to build your personal empire. That's wrong. Ask him, get him to talk about that. You want to rebuke the black church for supporting Kamala Harris. That's okay. But it's okay if you are in the right. Now, you staunchly, hardcore support Donald Trump. Donald Trump got ties to David Duke. David Duke was a Klan leader out of Louisiana back in the day. That might be why they tied to Donald Trump. Don't trust them folks to tell y'all the truth. Them devils. They always want to put the Bible on folks. They have built putting the Bible on people. They sit on the radio. But unless you agreeing with everything they say, try to call them and see what you're going to get. Try to call their radio and see what you're going to get. You think you're going to get on the air? Now, these are the same people who was against anything they had to do with COVID. Supposedly. They believe the stuff Trump said. They push everything that Trump say. COVID came from the one who flew and all that stuff. COVID, the shots, they was against anything that the government tried to tell us to do and advise us to do, force us to do by taking the shot. They were against anything COVID. Them people took the shot. I know his mama took the shot. His daddy probably took it too, because I was listening to their radio broadcast one night. I was coming through, or I think it was Arkansas. They was talking about that stuff. And then somehow they wind up admitting that his mama was Grace Francis. His mama Francis took that shot. And somebody called them and called them out on it. One of their followers. See how they are? See how they are? They just use that politics stuff to play against the people. It's big money in politics. It's big money, especially if you're a conservative. People buy that stuff. People live on that stuff. Good old Christian conservative values. How far does it go? Donnie Swagger, he'll stand up in that pulpit and preach against the Democrats and try to use the Bible. But an ordinary person, I dare an ordinary person try to go in there and question him about some stuff to see how far you're going to get. The one going to march you out. If you try to call their radio, they're going to cut you off. I know the game. I've been watching them people for a long, long time. They was totally against Obama. Now see, I'm gonna be called all sorts of bigots, racists for what I'm about to say. He say this stuff quite regularly. He just might be a racist, a bigot. But they hardcore Trump supporters. He using the pulpit to preach Trump. Go back to Obama days. They were doing it. Since Trump been around, they used the pulpit. He dared stand up in the pulpit and push Trump, preach Trump, praise Trump, worship Trump. These people supposed to be pro-life. These people supposed to be all about God. But ask them how much money have they spent on cosmetic procedures. Ask them how many times have they been under the knife. How many shots of Botox have they taken? Ask them. These pro-life people, right? These people that believe that your body belongs to God, right? Nobody has a choice. If you want to be pro-life, everybody pro-life. But it's funny how the conservatives want to look at the abortion issue. They say 0 abortions. Well, you playing God and you playing God, because ain't no way anybody can righteously be 100% against abortions when we know that there are medical reasons, emergency medical reasons for abortions, right? They don't want to sit down and have these conversations. It's just like a campaign tactic. Every time campaign season come around, this is what they want. They don't want to have true conversations on abortions and stuff about the Bible. They just want to stand up. This both sides now, but they just want to stand up and just say what they want to say. Push out what they want to push out. Say what they want to say, and dare anybody to come and say, well, what about life and death situations? Well. Y'all pro-life, right? You believe with all your heart that our body belongs to God, right? We don't have no choice, right? When it comes to our body, right? Yeah, I believe that. Well, what about cosmetic procedures? What about going to the hospital and doctors and having stuff done out of vanity? Did God approve of that? Ask them. See how far you're going to get. Does God approve of that? Us cutting on our bodies? Spending large sums of money for vanity? Does God approve of that? They would have to say no. Botox. Trying to get all my wrinkles pulled. Trying to get I don't want to have crow's feet. We got the money to do it. Ask Donnie Swagger how many procedures have he had. Ask his mama. Ask his dad. How many procedures have they had on cosmetic procedures? I heard Donnie Swagger sit on the radio one time and say when it comes to street evangelism, he don't do it. He ain't gonna do it. He said they got people for that. So I guess he's looking at his empire. I don't have to go out there and do street evangelism. He's flat out said he said, I know what the Bible say about doing street evangelism and stuff like that. We ought to do it, but he said I ain't gonna do it. I don't do it. Why don't he do it? What he don't do it because he feel like he rich. He got an empire. He said I got TV. I got radio. Why I got to go out there and do it? People see me all the time. He stand up in church with them expensive suits on, but want to rebuke somebody. I'm not encouraging. I agree with a lot of stuff coaches doing. I disagree with a lot of stuff. Them people are in a bad way over here coaching, but Donnie Swagger and his family ain't got nothing to talk about. Them devils. I swear, them people, they'll try to sell Jesus Christ about. Every time I drive through the South pretty heavily. Every time you turn on their radio, they trying to sell somebody something. That's not a God. They built the empire. They got their school down there. They got their church and they got their broadcast. I'm not going to really get on them for the school, but all this stuff is about money. Everything they do is about money. What the Bible say about following after money? And he had a nerve to try to rebuke somebody. I'm glad the guy out of Chicago is stepping up. I already done some videos on it. I'm a nobody. I'm coming up. I'm coming, but I call him out. If you're not willing to call out everybody, he said he said I rebuke even a lot of conservative preachers and stuff for abandoning Trump and all that. How you feel like you have the authority to rebuke people for doing what they want to do? How you gonna step in the pulpit and tell people it's a sin not to vote, but they must vote for Donald Trump? Where do you get that authority from? I ain't never liked him, not as far as his preaching. I figured out a long time ago that guy ain't nothing but a coward. He done said some stuff over the years that I ain't never agreed with. How then they believe they can believe Trump is God anointed. Anybody can come and save the world. Trump can. If you believe Trump is the savior of the world, then that means you don't believe in Jesus Christ. America was founded on lies, deceit. Our forefathers, founding fathers, they don't mean nothing in the Bible because they were wrong. Look at how America was founded. Lies, murder, death, robbery. America was founded on sin. America was founded on sin. That lie they pushed about Christopher Columbus in our book, in our history books in school. Christopher Columbus was the first to step foot on America and founded America. That's a lie. Look at what the Europeans did to the indigenous people. All across America, all the 50 states, all the states now that's known as America. Look how they were founded. Look at what they did to the Indians, to the Native Americans. They did pretty much the same thing to all of them. But they hardcore believe that the founding father and all this stuff was right. It can't be. It can't be. You can't be right. They couldn't be right. Because this country was founded on sin. You have to tell the truth. It was founded on sin. And America was built on sin. Slavery. And they still using sin. Cheap labor. Illegal immigrants. That's why they favor Trump and all that. America love illegal immigrants for the wrong reasons. They claim they don't like illegal. I'm going to deport the illegal immigrants. I'm going to deport it. That's a lie. Donald Trump himself is guilty of using illegal immigrants for cheap labor. Donald Trump is guilty of racial profiling, discrimination. Yet they stand with Donald Trump. Donald Trump have 3 ex-wives. Donald Trump have bedmates. Donald Trump never honored his marriage. The Bible only defines one marriage until death. See how they won't put the Bible on their folks? He stand up in the pulpit and unapologetic preach Trump. They did Bush the same way. I've been calling him out. Now that I guess since he stepped on Kojic toes, they paying him some attention now. I ain't in nobody camp. I'm in Jesus camp. I speak against all of them. Look at my show. I'm not afraid to call any of them out. That man ain't no better than the Kojic. Son Life, they ain't no better. All of them about the money. All of them for the money. Donnie Swagger ain't never subjected himself to a open Bible discussion. He'll get tore apart. Anybody rip him apart. I will. Y'all think y'all follow money. Y'all follow popularity. Y'all don't follow the Bible. I'm looking at a lot of these so-called conservative Christians. They want to talk about everybody that support Ms. Harris, but look at how they are entrenched in sin and blasphemy. It's fair game against Ms. Harris no matter what. It's fair game. But when it comes to Donald Trump, they want to keep it strictly about policies. It's fair game. Anything fair game, Ms. Harris. The conservative policies are no better. They policies has never been geared toward poor people. The Swaggers don't believe in giving nobody nothing. They believe in taking. They believe in taking. They've been robbing from the poor. They've been robbing from the poor people, collecting money all their life, like they doing the work of Christ. Christ ain't told y'all to go out there and beg people. Jesus ain't told y'all to take that Bible, go out there and beg for your personal empire. They ain't giving none to the homeless shelters down there. They ain't feeding the poor. They ain't putting up the poor people. All that property they got a school, they got a big old church, they got are they known for giving folks? Holidays coming up, they gonna feed people. Christmas coming up, are they giving? No, them rich devils. They ain't got no room to call out nobody. Look at Donnie Swagger. Ask him how many boat talk procedures he done had. Ask him how many times he done been under the knife. Him and his wife. Him and his mom and daddy. Ask them how much money have they spent on that stuff all together. Trying to look young. Trying to look good for TV. Got all that money. Ain't worked for it. They ain't never worked. That money they got, everybody that built the empire of God are some heathens. God ain't told nobody to sit back and build an empire off of him. I got this Sun Life Network. Everybody, Bill Winston, all these big money devils, Kenny Copeland, all of them done built a personal empire off the Bible. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of devils. They go for Kojic and everybody. You're supposed to spend your life dedicated doing the work of Christ, helping people, missionary work, building the kingdom, not building your own empire. Mansions, all this. Y'all ain't worked a day in y'all life. If you, especially Donnie Swagger. Now your daddy might have worked in the day when he was young, but you ain't worked. Anybody that used this Bible to build a personal empire to get rich, you are the devil. Anybody. God ain't told you to do that. He said go out and work. We rich. We millionaire. We billionaire. We done made our money off of pushing the Bible. Y'all are heathens. Everybody that does that are heathens. Everybody turn their pulpit into political rallies and campaign are heathens. They go for the Democrats and the Republicans. I'm not against anybody supporting who you want to support, but we need to step away from the Bible. We need to put the Bible down if we claiming we of God. Talk about politics all you want to. Campaign against the other, but take the Bible out of it. Take the Bible away from it. Because anybody trying to use the Bible to justify voting for Trump or either candidate, you wrong. Ain't no way you can justify that. Salvation, God ain't concerned about America. The world, the Bible already declared that the world, everything in the earth is condemned. Salvation is of the heart. Salvation is a personal thing. America, look, turn back. America need to turn back to God. America was never founded in God. America was never God. The world was condemned long time ago. Salvation is a thing, a personal thing, not an American thing, not a world thing, not the way y'all trying to make it look like. Salvation is a personal thing. Ain't no president. Donald Trump is not Jesus Christ. The world is going to continue to go down because that's what the Bible prophesied. We had Donald Trump in the office. What did he do? The 4 years in there, abuse his powers. All sorts of stuff coming out of there about him. We ain't never had a president like that. His tongue is untamed. Y'all are supporting a devil. The man got 3 ex-wives. They don't want to talk about the sins of Trump. We pro-life. How can y'all be? The exact same stuff he said. We pro-life. Y'all support a party that believe in killing babies. Y'all support a party that... If we're going to talk about sin, Donnie Swagger, we must talk about all sin. We must talk about sin of both parties to be right with God. You got to. You can't sit on Donald Trump's sin. You can't sit on the conservative sin. Y'all sin of being greedy. Taking all the money you can get. Take. Ask the good old people down in Baton Rouge. Ask the homeless folks in Baton Rouge. Ask the poor people down there in Baton Rouge if they are able to go to their church and get fed, get clothing. Ain't that what the Bible tells us to do? The strong shall bear the infirmities of the weak. Y'all don't got filthy rich off of pimping to God, and you ain't giving nothing to the people. The Bible said give. Jesus Christ says it's better to give than to receive. Those who have, give. That's why we see the story of the rich man. Selfish, sending him to hell. Certain things, people like Donnie Swagger and these conservative preachers, they don't talk about. They don't never put the Bible on themselves. I ain't never heard them putting the Bible on themselves. God was against greed. Jesus Christ is against selfishness. All that is sin in the eyes of God. But they always want to talk about certain sin. Your daddy sinned more than once. But you got the nerve to step in the pulpit and preach against other people.